Hi everybody, and welcome to Josiah is Right. So I am here with Penny, and we're going to talk to you just really briefly about the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive Mini. I'm really excited about this when I was not for quite a while. I just didn't kind of care. I think the Sony PlayStation, the original PlayStation Classic, kind of soured me on the idea of the next classic system. I have now 3 of them, the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, plus the PlayStation 1, and the PlayStation 1, while I don't hate it, it's just not at all what it should be. And it's nothing compared to those Nintendo classic systems. And plus I've been playing the Nintendo online on the Switch, and that kind of has been my classic gaming, and the Switch is really, really great for that, especially handheld. It's just perfect. I could play Dr. Mario by itself constantly on the Nintendo Online. I keep wanting to call it Nintendo Classic, but online. Anyway, but I want to talk about the Sega Genesis Mini, the Mega Drive Mini. By the way, Mega Drive was not a title I knew until very, very recently, but Mega Drive Mini sounds amazing. Sega Genesis Mini just doesn't sound the same. Sega Genesis Classic somehow does, but regardless, it's not really that important. The title, it's just what you know, sort of obviously here in North America, that's how we knew it, as the Sega Genesis. But anyway, it'll be released on September 19th. I know that At Games thought they were going to be making it. They made some terrible systems in the past. Those are awful. I played one of them, an older one. There will be differences between the US version and the Japanese version in terms of games and things, which you can look that up. I'm not sure what is exactly different. But one significant difference is, the one downside is, so it'll have a 3-button controller here in the US and a 6-button controller in Japan, which frankly, I'm kind of torn because I want the 6-button controller because you can do more, play Street Fighter 2, which is going to be on there. But the 3-button controller is what I know. I only ever played a 3-button controller on the Sega Genesis. I never had a 6-button controller. I didn't know there was a 6-button controller until years later when it was a moot point and I couldn't possibly get one because I don't think I had my Genesis at that point. Well, I probably still did, but I certainly wasn't playing it. And so I'm kind of torn. But you can use, I understand, the Retrobit USB controllers, which are officially licensed. So you'll be able to use those on there. So there's an option if you want the 6-button controller. The 6-button controller. I'm having trouble saying those words. So I do have a little bit of cold. Forgive me, I'm super congested. And the more I talk, the more it kind of builds up in me here. So forgive my nasally sounding voice right now. She's a little cold too. She might have a runny nose. Do you have a runny nose? Yeah. Poor kid. So if I didn't mention it real quick, it'll be $80. So $80 you get the system plus 2 controllers, which is right in line with what they charge for the Super Nintendo Classic, which came with the 2 controllers. Now I hope the cord length is solved for both the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo. The Nintendo controller cords were like inches long, and the Super Nintendo were better, but still could have been longer, because just think of how we play in front of our televisions. It's not like it was in the late 80s, early 90s when this system would have been new. It's very different the way we play and the way our TVs are set up and things like that. The final thing I want to talk about, not extensively, is the games list. Now, a lot of the games, there's going to be 40 games in the system. There's 50 games on the Nintendo, it's not the Nintendo, I keep calling it, it's the PlayStation Sega Classics, or the PlayStation. It's on the PS4, it's on the Switch, but the Sega Genesis Classic thing that came out last Christmas time, I believe. So that had 50 games and a pretty extensive list. It's pretty amazing. I haven't gotten it myself, but it's high on my list of games I want to get and play. With that list, there are a lot of overlapping games, which makes sense because you have sort of the central games, the Sonics, the things like that. But the real key thing that I want to talk about are the games that don't overlap. I'm wearing, you cannot see it here, but right there is my Mega Man shirt, because Mega Man The Wily Wars will be on there. And in North America, it was only on the Sega, like, pay-per-view cable channel thing. I don't even quite know how it works. It was, like, way ahead of its time, but that is amazing that that game will be on there. I don't even know if I knew it existed as a kid. I probably did in some capacity. But the other games, and I have a very crude, sketched-out thing, Mega Man, Street Fighter, Ghosts and Ghouls, Wonder Boy and Monster World. Some of these games are really cool. Earthworm Jim, which is awesome, they'll be on there. Contra Hard Corps and Castlevania Bloodlines. Those are amazing, because those are games that I did not play as a kid. I don't know if they were legitimately hard to find, or at least to me they were hard to find, but I would have died or killed. Either way. First played the game and then died, but I would have killed and then played the game. On the Sega Genesis to play Contra, to play Castlevania. That's amazing. And those games are not on the other classic thing. I cannot think of what it's called right now for the Switch or the PS4. But the real key games are games I did play and I played quite a bit. And they're the Mickey Mouse games. That's Castle of Illusion and then World of Illusion, which Mickey Mouse and then the latter stars Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Those are amazing games. They're among the best Disney games ever, and you actually get to be Mickey Mouse bouncing his butt on his enemies. They're amazing, amazing games. I think they've captured something for me at least, with those two games in particular that make this system feel like what it was when I was a kid. Go check it out. I am actually excited about it now. I wasn't until just that point when they announced those games. And check out the games list more extensively. It's a great, great list. It looks like it's going to be an awesome system. And that's it. So I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Penny, can you say bye to everybody? Bye. Thank you guys so much. Penny was really a bit of a difficult one during this video and kept kicking my tripod. So I might be out of focus. I might be who knows what. But it's always fun to do it with Penny. Say thanks, Pen. Bye, everybody. Blow kiss. Ah, you kissed Colossus's head.